So we all love how it sounds when those tour players really crush their irons. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the biggest difference between the tour players at Impact and you, and maybe even me. So there's one particular move and position, certainly at Impact, that tour players do so much better than club golfers. And in the video today, I'm going to show you, first of all, what you do, why you do it. But second of all, how I'm going to get you into that more solid impact position that's going to get you striking the ball like the tour players. I can't promise it's going to go quite as far as them, but I'm going to get you hitting your irons better than ever, ripping them, puring them, whatever you want to call it. But by the end of today, you're going to understand exactly what you need to do. So just before we get onto the main content though, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're coming back for more, I love you. Please keep coming back and watching. But while you're watching today, if you don't currently subscribe to my channel, I'd love you just to hit that button below, ring the notification bell. That way you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But during the video, I'd love you to give it a thumbs up. Really helps me kind of build my kind of community and my following. But for now, let's get on with ripping, puring your irons, whatever you want to call it, but hitting them more like the tour players. Right guys, so there's one massive difference that I see between tour players and club golfers, amateur golfers, even kind of some pros, myself would be included in this, that is so different at Impact. So what I want to talk about in today's video is at address, you will see the height of the butt end of the club and kind of the angle that the shaft creates. Now what you will see with most amateur golfers is at Impact, the hands are much higher at Impact, and it really affects ball striking, distance, how it's launched. But with tour players at Impact, you will see the hands much lower, the handle much lower, and it really creates such a different shot, strike, and everything tied in. So I'm going to hit a couple of shots. First one with very much what I see an exaggerated version with club players. And that one really felt way out the toe. It's actually nice and straight, so it's not hugely punished, but we can see 101 mile an hour ball speed. The club moved down 2.7 degrees and the ball launched at 20.6. So now I'm going to show you more of what you would see with a tour player. So even though I didn't do that perfectly there, we can see 120 mile an hour ball speed, and I tried to swing the same speed, 1.8 degrees down and 17.5 degrees launch angle. Okay, so once we take our address position, predominantly what I see happening with club golfers is they'll make a decent backswing, but as they start down, they move nearer to the golf ball. And as they become a little bit nearer to the golf ball, that way they stand up through impact. The club moves a little bit closer to them, otherwise they'd miss it. The handle's much higher. And as that club's coming closer to you, there's a few different strikes. You can hit it very much out the toe, like I did on that first one. If you don't compensate enough, you could top it, you could hit behind the ball. But also from face on, what you'll tend to see is as golfers move closer and then lift, they'll release the club a little bit early and they'll almost get into that very weak, kind of flicky position at impact. Now take that to a tour player. Now what they'll tend to do is, even if the backswing's the same, as they start down, the hips kind of push back, they're able to turn out the way. The hands and the butt end of the club, the handle, get much lower earlier, and then they're able to turn out the way and really cover the golf ball. And you'll see from face on, as the hips go back, the handle gets low, they're then able to keep turning out the way, and you can see that big forward shaft lean. So it's such a different impact position. So what I'm going to work through today is, it can be a big thing to change, and I think it can be something that can be constant to work on. So for me, I do early extend, and I know I do. I get my hips going a little bit close, and as a result of that, my handle gets high, and that's definitely for me where I get a lot of manipulation through the bottom, which is where I can start shaping it a bit more than I want. So what we're going to work on for today's video, we're going to start with a slightly smaller swing. I'm going to work from kind of about waist high in the downswing. So what I want you to really feel is, when we're in this position, I want you to try and get the handle of the club and your hands as low as you can by the time they're opposite that trail thigh. Now, once you're here, what we would love to see is that lead shoulder then starts to work up, as does the handle, but that then makes the club head travel down into impact. And it gives a very powerful strike. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with this, like I do, what you'll tend to see face on is that as you move nearer the golf ball, the hands don't get particularly low. So then the danger is you can't get the lead shoulder moving up because you'll top it, or you'll then just release the club early. And again, that's that strike, club face control, that becomes a real issue. So, a couple of feelings we're going to work on. We're going to work on from down the line. We're going to work on from here, feeling that we almost point our belt buckle down towards the ball a little bit more. And you can see straight away when I do that, it starts to kind of get the hands moving down. But we're going to get the hands as low as we can. And then from here, that lead shoulder up. Just do it kind of little half swing, 3/4 swing to begin with. And straight away, that feels different even for me. So then we'll introduce the golf ball and try and work on that a little bit. And even though that was a very small swing, I've already seen 104 mile an hour ball speed. So then we build that into that slightly longer swing. And it just feels like I have got so much room to swing the club into. So we can see there, 107 mile an hour, 3.2 degrees down, and 17.8 degrees launch. So again, gradually longer in the swing. And that by any means doesn't feel full, but we can see now nearly 119 ball speed. The club's moving down more at impact and still launching lower. And then we gradually move into that full swing. So there's my 120 ball speed, 3.6 down, and under 17 degree launch. And this is absolutely what you see with tour players. They launch their irons much, much lower than club players. That helps them get that ball speed up and that distance. And then we're going to do one more nice full swing. So on the way down, hips back, belt buckle down towards the ball, hands as low as possible, and then lead shoulder. And it really feels like a real whip effect at the bottom of the swing. So 122 mile an hour ball speed, not down quite as much, but 17.4 degree launch. And we can see for me there, 174 yard carry, 183 yard total. And for me, that's long with a 7-iron. But if you can work on getting those hands low, keeping those hips back, and then once you're in that position, that lead shoulder up as quick as you can, Like I said at the start, I'm not promising you're going to get you hitting it as far as the tour players, but you're going to strike your irons more like the best players in the world, and it's going to transform the way you strike the ball. So you could see there, that idea of getting that handle lower at impact. It's going to help us launch the ball a bit lower, therefore more ball speed, get the club traveling down a little bit more and compressing the ball better. But if you can get the handle of the club at its lowest point opposite that trail thigh and then get that left shoulder working up more, you're just going to hit the ball when it's on the floor so much purer than you've done in the past. You're going to hit it further, you're going to hit it straighter, and that noise of that good strike is absolutely what we want every time. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it. Comment below. Please leave me some feedback. You know, the more feedback I can get on these videos, the better videos I can get and the more I can make to help you guys improve your golf. If you have enjoyed it though, and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit that button below. Smash the bell, give it a like, and that way you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms. They're all under Ali Taylor Golf, so they're dead easy to find. But hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.